From the Gospel according to Mark. Again, Jesus left the district of Tyre and went by way of Sidon to the Sea of Galilee, into the district of Decapolis, and people brought him to a deaf man who had speech impediment, and begged him to lay his hand on him. He took him off by himself away from the crowd. He put his finger into the man's ears and spitting, touched his tongue. Then he looked to heaven and groaned and said to him, Ephphatha, that is, be opened. And immediately the man's ears were opened. His speech impediment was removed, and he spoke plainly. He ordered them not to tell anyone, but the more he ordered them not to, the more they proclaimed it. They were exceedingly astonished, and they said, He has done all things well. He makes the deaf hear and the mute speak.
This gospel narrative emphasizes the need for a twofold healing. First and foremost, the healing from illness and from physical suffering, in order to restore bodily health, even though this aim is not completely achievable on the earthly plane despite the many efforts of science and medicine. But there is a second, perhaps more difficult healing, and it is healing from fear. Healing from the fear that impels us to marginalize the sick, to marginalize the suffering, the disabled. And there are many ways to marginalize, even by showing pseudo-compassion or by ignoring the problem. We remain deaf and dumb to the suffering of people marked by illness, anguish, and difficulty. Too often, the sick and the suffering become a problem, while they should be an occasion to show a society's concern and solidarity with regard to the weakest. Jesus revealed to us the secret of a miracle that we too can imitate, becoming protagonists of Ephphatha, of that phrase, be opened, with which he gave speech and hearing back to the deaf and dumb man. It means opening ourselves to the needs of our brothers and sisters who are suffering and in need of help, by shunning selfishness and hard-heartedness. It is precisely the heart that is the deep core of the person that Jesus came to open, to free, in order to make us capable of fully living the relationship with God and with others. He became man so that man, rendered internally deaf and mute by sin, may hear the voice of God and the voice of love that speaks to his heart, and thereby in turn may learn to speak the language of love, transforming it into gestures of generosity and self-giving.